On December 26, 2024, China unveiled two groundbreaking stealth aircraft, signaling a significant leap in its military aviation capabilities. These developments have garnered global attention, highlighting China's rapid advancements in next-generation fighter technology. In this video, we will discuss it, dive into the aircraft's possible capabilities and how it can be used by China. On Boxing Day, we saw the maiden flight of Chengdu's new aircraft, chased by a twin-seat J-20S to provide scale, clearly large, crude, supersonic and stealthy, with a blended double delta shape, no vertical stabilizer and astonishingly, 3 engines, 2 with conventional underwing carette inlets, and the third breathing through a dorsal intake. And then came the debut of another stealth design, an apparently unmanned, smaller demonstrator from Chengdu's sister company, Shenyang. Some pictures were dated from a week ago, so this seems to have been an internal release rather than a necessarily public first flight from Chengdu. But today we are going to focus on Chengdu's newcomer. The PLA watching community's working designation of this new aircraft is the J-36, in reference to its expected tasking as an air-to-air/air superiority platform with 36, reflecting the visible serial number 36011. The lead-up to the J-36's emergence holds uncanny similarities to the emergence of the J-20 nearly 14 years ago to the day, showing that history does indeed rhyme. Both were preceded by significant periods of credible rumors and increasingly granular predictions by the Chinese-language PLA watching community, but both aircraft emerged somewhat unexpectedly for individuals not up to date with the PLA watching side of affairs. Some have remarked that the date for the J-36's maiden flight might seek to commemorate the December 26th birthday of Mao Zedong, the founder of the People's Republic of China. Milestones of other major projects, such as the SAC jet, the launch of the 076 catapult amphibious assault ship, the first flight of the new KJ-3000 AEW and C aircraft have occurred around the same time. But this may simply be a coincidence, as they did not all occur on the exact date of December 26th. J-36's distinguishing attributes are stealth, speed, range, and weapons load. The J-20 does well at the first two and does better at the third than other fighters, but it was designed to go after air targets, principally high-value air assets like airborne early warning and control aircraft, and intelligence and electronic warfare platforms, and its weapon bays are tailored accordingly. J-36 is a large aircraft. It's longer than the J-20, about 75 feet, but much broader. The blended double delta wing spans 63 feet, with more than 2,000 square feet of gross area. Large deltas accommodate massive quantities of fuel, leaving space in the body for weapons. Other indicators of J-36's true size include its tandem-wheel main landing gear units, something seldom found today on any military aircraft under 100,000 pounds takeoff weight, and a fully bomber-sized weapon bay, 25 feet long and more than 7 feet wide, plus 2 side bays sized for defensive AAMs or anti-radiation missiles. So it would not be at all surprising if a fully loaded J-36 weighed 120,000 pounds or even a little more. Sweep angles and inlet shapes point to a max Mach number around 1.8. The stealth shaping is similar to the J-20 with canted plane surfaces. It has 6 planform edge alignments. Extreme low observables it is not, unless China has made a breakthrough in materials, which can't be ruled out. But this is also a standoff, supersonic aircraft, and ELO is less necessary to survivability. Where J-36 diverges from previous supersonic designs is in the absence of vertical tail surfaces, bringing all aspect stealth into the high-speed realm. It has 5 control segments on the trailing edge of each wing, of which the 2 outer elements, at least, are split to act as brake rudders. They seem to have been wide open for the duration of the first flight, a position that gives them maximum authority. However, as on the B-2 and B-21, those surfaces must stay closed in stealth mode and directional control must be provided by other means. Northrop Grumman used differential thrust on the B-2 and likely on the B-21 as well. It is possible that J-36 uses a similar technique, and this may have a connection to its unique propulsion layout. Maybe the aircraft's most unusual feature is its air intake arrangement. It appears to have an air intake on top of the fuselage, as well as twin intakes on either side of the lower fuselage. This has already led to speculation that the aircraft may have a highly unorthodox 3-engine arrangement. Unconfirmed rumors point to a power plant comprising 3 domestically produced WS-10C turbofans, as used in the J-20. Considering the aircraft's higher gross weight than the J-20, 3 engines may be necessary in order to meet aggressive performance goals, especially for sustained high-speed flight and operations at high altitudes. Operationally, what does this add up to? As noted above, counter-air is the main mission. J-36 can carry air-to-air missiles, but the big main weapons bay means larger weapons for larger targets, aircraft carriers and air bases. Alternatively, J-36 could launch swarms of loitering munitions against air bases, including more distant ones hosting long-range B-21s. That brings up an advantage of supercruise and a limitation of the B-21. A supercruiser operating at long range can achieve much higher sortie rates than a subsonic missile carrier like the H-6. Conversely, if a relatively slow subsonic bomber is forced to use more distant bases because of the risk of air attacks, its sortie rate will be much lower and it will need more tanker support. And if the adversary uses large supercruisers with air-to-air weapons, the tankers themselves will be at risk even if they are more than 1,000 miles from adversary bases. That China has been working on a 6th-generation combat aircraft program is also no surprise. Back in September 2022, now retired Air Force General Mark D. Kelly, who was then head of Air Combat Command, ACC, said China was working on the same kind of air combat system of systems that his service was pursuing under its Next Generation Air Dominance (NGAD) initiative, including a 6th-generation manned fighter jet. At the time, Kelly noted that China saw 6th-generation air power, including future manned fighter aircraft, greatly the way we see it, an exponential reduction in signature, exponential acceleration of processing power and sensing. Another key factor would be the ability to iterate improvements aided by open mission systems, Kelly added. Regarding a potential successor to the J-20, Kelly warned that China are not dummies. They know what they're doing. Kelly also said he expected the Chinese 6th-generation air combat program to include an exponential improvement in stealth compared with current platforms. Range, sustained speed in cruise, weapons payload, and low observability are also thought to be top priorities of the manned fighter component of NGAD, or at least were. The fighter element of the program is now on hold and still may be cancelled entirely or end up looking very different under the Trump administration. So, what about timing? The first J-20 appeared in December 2010, the pre-production aircraft in around 2014. So this beast could be approaching production by the end of the decade. We will undoubtedly hear more about the J-36's development, operational deployment, and its implications for global air power in the coming years. As for now, we can only wait and watch as this story unfolds. And what do you think about this? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like it and subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to always stay in touch. And thanks for watching.